Hello Gemini, thank you for joining me with Elise for your January 2021 Zodiac Wheel reading. I'll just focus here for you Gemini, ask for Great Spirit, Angels and Guides to join me for this reading for Geminis, and thank you for any messages that come through this reading for Geminis for their highest good and for the good of all concerned. Okay, slippery, slippery, slippery. Okay, so to start with, you've got the Five of Wands. So standing your ground there, Gemini, and you've been very good at that through the past 12 months. So this is showing you that you will fight your way through any obstacles that present, because you're going to be meeting the right people. So you're willing to forge ahead, fight your way through it. For those of you looking for a relationship, you'll be meeting the right person. For those of you looking for a job or career, you'll be meeting the right people, which all in all is going to make you grow on a deep level, and because this is about the continuous cycle of change. And even though there are things that are out of your control, you're rising to the challenge, Gemini. So it's not bad if it's out of your control. You've got this. And the Hierophant is letting you know that the mentor can find their students, or the student can find their mentor. So you may actually be teaching on some level and coming from a place of tradition and wisdom. So this is a message here of hearing your inner calling and coming to an important milestone. And it's about your constructive talents and your support systems and your family dynamics, resources, finance area as well. Which looks like it will be quite good, because the Seven of Pentacles is about you having some choice in business or personal goals. There's options and choice for you of what direction you want to take. So you're evaluating and contemplating. And yes, you can believe in your dreams, and you will be communicating this. This may be something that you're actually sharing your knowledge and teaching others, because there is a change here with your career or job. Okay? Two of Wands. Again, this is about duality. It's about the twos and fros. It's a message to you of being happy with what you've been able to achieve and deciding to work on your relationships, because there's that inner knowing within you that it's a real karmic connection. And it is in the foundation and of the wheel. So your home, your base, family, property, land, even your homeland. Okay, some messages being shown there. Now, you may have to actually be the one that, you know, sends out a bit of unpleasant or disappointing news. This is in the area connected to children. It's also your fun house. So you may have to put something off to do with your hobbies or your sports. It's also love that is given. So be thoughtful of how you relay that message. You know, come from a place of love. Be kind. Okay? But something will have to be delayed or put off. And here in your health and well-being and work area of your wheel, you have the Judgment reversed. So that's a message to you that don't hold on to grudges for another person. Well, because when you hold on to grudges, you are feeding yourself poison, because you cannot release what happened to you. So therefore you're poisoning your own life, not theirs. And you keep reliving an experience you would rather forget. So forgive and forget. Okay? Because otherwise you're resisting the change, is the message from the Judgment card. The Ace. The Ace of Pentacles. All aces are a gift. So there is a gift from the Archangel Uriel here. Beginnings and financial beginnings. Okay? Now, with it reversed, it is letting you know that there could be some delay with securing some financial improvement. And there could be a feeling of uncertainty also. Now this is to do with business relationships, whether they are contracts or legal affairs, or it is the area of scandals and international relations. Okay, so you've got that message of delay or something being held up there with that. Okay, so it is about aunts and uncles too. So there could be some unwanted news. But the news is always, when associated with the Ace of Pentacles, it as I said, it is a new beginning. It might just be delayed a bit. Now you have the Moon here in the 8th house, where this is governing your financial resources, your joint resources with others, beginnings and endings, birth and rebirth, renewal area. And the Moon is reversed, so it's not a time to make decisions. It's not favourable to make those big decisions. Even though you're wanting to make decisions and your family are wanting you to make some decisions, you're happy with what you've got. You're happy the way things are. And anyway, the timing's not right at the moment to make any big decisions. Okay, so now with that Ten of Swords there, it's confirming that something is coming to an end for you. You are recovering from a painful ending. Could even be overcoming fatigue. And you could be overcoming like that feeling of hitting rock bottom. And once you've hit bottom, there's only one way, and that's up. So you're heading in the right direction now. You give yourself enough time to recover. And this is involving your expression of yourself, your spiritual, mental, philosophical exploration. Okay, so there's a bit of philosophy coming through with this, and could be news from distant lands as well. The Queen of Wands is a fire sign woman, Aries, Leo or Sagittarius. So there's fire sign energy there, feminine. And the Queen of Wands reversed is letting you know that there's something about to do with your career that you're happy to leave. You're happy to leave it behind. So you're sort of ready to move on to your new career. So if you are in a position where you've got an option, this is looking like you're going to be moving in a new direction. Hopes and fears and manifestation area of the wheel has you with the Two of Swords. Now, this is letting you know that if there's been a stalemate, it's over. You're finding mental clarity after a time of confusion, and you're receiving the answers you need. And this is in connection with your social group, friendships, and your manifestations. So something that you've been focusing on wanting to manifest is going to materialize after January. And you'll be focusing on what you want to what you want to manifest. You're going to be focusing on even better than usual here. There is a bit of magic in the air in January. Now, the Seven of Wands is reversed. So you have had to learn some lessons. But here in January, you've learned through your lessons. You've learnt. So you're going to be able to implement your new perspective and your new philosophy. Okay? So now I'll just focus on the planetary configurations for you. And firstly, here in the 8th house, you have Venus. Venus moves into Capricorn on the 8th of January. So jot that down. And Venus is a very favourable energy to have in Capricorn. It's favourable for business, and professional relationships should run smoothly. So that's going to help whatever it is that has hindered you making a decision, because you've got Venus there, which is favourable. Okay? Because Venus attracts because of you exuding favourable energies. So it's good for public relations. And Venus is the planet of love, beauty, harmony, pleasure and happiness, diplomacy and strategy. So putting in a strategy to do with joint finances and new beginnings, tax, banks, inheritances. The moon is in Capricorn on the 13th of January. Now it's a new moon at 23.13 degrees of Capricorn. So the 13th of January is a good time to set your intentions. Okay. Whether professional or business. Emotional displays in public can be had here with this new moon in Capricorn, so be careful because that could be embarrassing. You might have an outburst or something like that, so just be careful if you don't want to embarrass yourself. Be aware of that around the 13th. But if you need to do any sort of public relations sort of endeavours, then you can win people over too with this new moon. So it's a good time to set your intentions for the month ahead, and it's also a good time to start any new enterprise because this is, you know, sort of the business area and dealing with others. Pluto is still in Capricorn, and Pluto is the ruler of the underworld, and it rules Scorpio, so it's in its own place, in its own home here. So it is the restorer of life, and it governs large organisations that have economic leverage to control the destiny of humans. So it's switching on to that kind of awakening. Okay, that kind of understanding, because Pluto, the restorer of life, is one of the outer planets that is the key to human destiny. And the dynamics that eliminate what would otherwise destroy humans. So very powerful energies happening here. It represents the advancement of society or the destruction of the creative force by those individuals who prey on society to satisfy their own personal lust for power and greed. So be careful of that you're not just lusting after power and greed, but on a global level, this is also very poignant. Because personally and globally, as a collective, this little planet Pluto in Capricorn is bringing about the biggest karmic release we've ever seen. And it is known as the atomic fire and the ruler of the underworld. So governments and corporations that take control. And it also governs our soul and important human experiences, life, death, sex, personal freedom. Okay? So what Pluto touches, it dismantles, it consumes. But then the phoenix rises out of the ashes and rejuvenates and reorganizes. So it's also very connected to agriculture. So agriculture and growing food is going to be even possibly a pastime that you're going to really start enjoying doing, but there will be big, massive shifts in agriculture over the next 4 years, moving in the right direction because it can't continue on the way it has. Okay, so this is the area for you that you will see some of the biggest tumultuous changes, is in the area of finances and resources, that you hold with others, inheritances, birth, rebirth, renewal, taxes, corporations, insurances, inheritances, and banks. And you may find a more valued interest in occult knowledge. Now, the Sun will be moving into Aquarius in the 9th house on the 9th house on the 19th of January. So the 9th house is about overseas travel, higher education, and this is having you tuning into groups or cooperating with others. So, and it's like people you associate with are a reflection of yourself, and you're fitting into that group dynamic without violating your own integrity and putting forward a team effort. So there's groups of people that are seeing things the same way as you. Then Jupiter is also in there, the planet of prosperity and generosity. Moral and ethical issues that affect society are going to be important to you. Also publishing and diplomacy and long distance journeys. Jupiter is being squared by Mars, so everything you do must be planned, and self-discipline is essential. A non-productive activity will have you feeling big energy drain, so if you're not using that productive side of yourself, you're going to feel really lethargic and drained and tired and you know, not interested in much. Whereas if you really, you know, plan carefully, be self-disciplined, then you will benefit from any lessons that you've learned over the past 12 months in particular. So don't disregard any safety measures, because this is also an accident-prone aspect. Saturn is also here in this 9th house area in Aquarius, and that heavy load that we all felt being carried last year is being lifted. And there's the beginning of a tremendous shift affecting us all individually. And out of that shift you will be feeling your own unique multi-dimensional beingness, okay? Because the Aquarius energy will have us tapping into an understanding that we have been conditioned to be humans doing, instead of being allowed to embrace our human essence. And that is that we are humans being. We are human beings. Aquarius radiates humanitarianism. We are beings, not slaves to the multinational companies or governments. Beings. Human beings, not humans doing. So if there's anybody that's going to be trying to boss you around, Gemini, and telling you to do this and do that, well, this Aquarius energy says no. No, I will not. So if you're asked politely, then you may think about it, but you're not going to be just dictated to and bossed around, okay? And you will be sort of like demanding to be treated like a human being. You radiate your beingness. So Mars is also squaring Saturn. It's squaring Jupiter and Saturn here through January. So a bit of a juggling act, keeping your frustrations under control, juggling between aggression and apathy, and you know, you may even have to sort of have a little bit of a war with yourself. But just know that time will give you better judgment. Anything that you really want to forge ahead with, it's better to let it incubate and think about it, because the timing's not exactly right for you to go for it yet. But if you learn from your setbacks, you'll be ahead because of that learned experience. So the greatest lessons here through January, and indeed through life, are in your relationships with others, and learning to use your talents so well that you won't feel threatened by others. Okay? Because under this Saturn Mars square Saturn, relationships, especially romantic ones, can be a little bit tricky. So don't expect miracles out of them. And just be aware that it's also that a configuration that lends to, you might not realise it, but you're hurting someone that you love without realising it. So that give you the heads up there. So exercise coming from a place of kindness. And caution with your physical activity. This is, as I said, there's a accident-prone energy around in with these aspects in January. So if you're not sure how to use a particular machinery, for example, and you don't know how, get some expert advice, or please don't use it at all. Okay, make sure you know what you're working with and what you're using, and make sure you know it well. Then Mercury is also here in the 9th house, and Mercury is the influence here in Aquarius from the 8th of January, which influences plans concerning your professional life and the desire to share your ideas. You may plan to make changes to improve your studies or undertake new studies. So for those of you looking at that sort of thing, take the time to talk to your superiors, because this is a higher education area. So as you can see, you've got 4 planets there in Aquarius in that 9th house area. So travel is also going to be foremost on your mind. If you can't actually travel very far from where you live, you may very well be practicing astral traveling. Okay, now the moon is here in Leo in your 3rd house on the 28th of January. The full moon in Leo at 9.6 degrees. So there's fulfillment there in your communications, and you will have difficulty concealing your feelings. And in your love life, you will be expressing deep inner emotion and feelings. So from the 28th of January, any difficulties in your relationship, your emotional relationships, will be under better influences with that full moon. Okay, so it does arouse your protective and nurturing side. So the desire to protect is very strong, but just remember that you can over nurture, and that can deprive people from their individual rights. Okay, so it's okay to be protective and loving, but don't sort of overdo it. Okay, Neptune is here in the area of career and the rewards of karma. So you will be getting some rewards here with this Neptune in Pisces. And there is an extreme sensitivity to the injustices in society. And in some way you're wanting to serve society with kindness and compassion for the less fortunate. Okay? So Neptune is another of the transcendental planets, and it is indeed the transcendental heart. So Neptune is the redeemer of love. So that later part of January is certainly looking more harmonious for you. There's a lot of deep, intense stuff happening for you there in the earlier part. Mars is in Taurus, as is Uranus. So that's affecting your 12th house, that which is hidden and behind the scenes, and affecting you on a very strong subconscious level. So Mars goes into Taurus on the 6th of January and conjuncts Uranus there, establishing your own rules, and not being interested in being restrained is very strong. So even though it's in an area that is sort of like the hidden part of the wheel, you're going to really struggle with keeping a low profile. Impulsiveness is present with Mars and Aries, because it is a daring and courageous nature, this conjunction. So make sure you've safeguarded all you can. So again, strong signs there for making sure things are safe and secure, to paying attention to detail. There's accident-prone energy around here through January, and Uranus is the Lord of Light, and one of the planets that is also a key to the destiny of humans. So another one that is a part of that transcendental trinity: Neptune, Uranus, and Pluto. So expect the unexpected. Uranus and Mars coming together, which will be from the 6th of January onwards. So all through January. Okay. Now I'll just ask for your Archangel message here for you, Gemini. Here we have, the Angel of Procrastination. Procrastinating. So when you're procrastinating and contemplating and making that decision, ask for some guidance from the Angel of Procrastination. Number 27 is significant there for you. Now I'll ask about your relationship, whether it be with children or a partner. Matters of the heart. What message is there for Gemini to do with matters of the heart? Because that's where you had to give an unpleasant message, or you were receiving an unpleasant message. What do they do about that? Right, there's something better. Okay, so even if you hear something that you're not happy with, or you've got to be the bearer of some unpleasant news, there's better news coming, because there's something better. So it's not all about the negative side of things. Look for the good. And when dealing with loved ones, look for the good. Got enough criticism in this world, so let's find the good and give them a pat on the back. Okay, and your Akashic Record confirmation card here for you, Gemini. go. And you have Archangel Michael. Beautiful. Can you see that? Gorgeous. Beautiful wings. So Archangel Michael is a channel of divine power. He is seen here sharing his energy with two small children, bringing them great strength and support. He is about to pick up the boy and he can help you lift your energy too. When you receive this card, know that your energy reflects Michael's amazing strength. This can be a cycle of increasing power for you, one where you feel your courage growing and you know what action is to take. Trust your convictions, your power, and your resourcefulness. It is heralding a great time of courage, force, initiative, action. So don't delay. He's right there with you. So tap into the dynamo within you and take the action that compels you. With Michael, your own power, you can move mountains and lift yourself to new heights. How nice. So you've got some powerful energies here helping you through January, Gemini. Tapping into your Akashic force, just close your eyes and sense Archangel Michael's approach. Begin to feel the force of your own courage and strength grow within you, making you ready to take action with confidence and peace. Feel the power that fills every part of you now. Lovely. Very nice protective energy there for you, Gemini. Thank you so much for joining me, Gemini. It's been wonderful to read for you again. Give it the thumbs up and share it with your friends. And if you would like a more in-depth personal reading, more focused on what's happening for you personally, just send me a message through the links I've left below to how to contact me. Okay. Sending you many blessings, Gemini. Thank you again for joining me. If you haven't already subscribed, please come and join our community and click on that subscribe button and the bell next to it so you get your notifications as well. I do these readings monthly. Until next time, Gemini, namaste.